What's up, everyone? This is El Destroyer 229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4. Last time, we continued going through Rise's dungeon a second time. We managed to reach the top and fought the optional boss that laid dormant there. In this episode, with everything that we need to do there taken care of, we are now off to Void Quest, but not before taking a detour into the Velvet Room. Let's see, before we really get going, Black Frost, damn it, I wasn't sure if Black Frost was 38 or 36. So unfortunately, we can't actually make it yet. Ah, crap. Okay, well that's gonna be slightly problematic. Oh well, whatever. Not really too much of a reason to really delve into the Velvet Room too much. Well, actually, you know, let's actually try to make some fusions, since we are heading into a new dungeon that does mean different personas for shuffle time. And I would like to at least be prepared to make Black Frost. So, no. Okay, Undyne. I mean, I'm gonna have to register her just so that way she gets experience towards that. Let's go ahead and register Anzu. And Gadon. The other three don't need to be registered. Okay, so I'm going to see what I can do in terms of fusions and see if I can't make Anzu into something that I can make for the future for Black Frost, as well as free up some space. So excuse me while I go and try to make some fusions. Alright, this is acceptable. So we are fusing away Anzu, Unicorn, and Mikami in order to fuse Pyrojack. I suppose Mikami would have also been an option to try to raise. But hey, whatever works. Besides, we don't even have Pyrojack in our compendium yet, so that actually helps out a lot. Because he's the last ingredient we need to make Black Frost. Oh well, he learns Madaku Kaja, which is super nice. Ooh, one more level and he gets Maragion. That will also be nice. Overall, Pyrojack, pretty nice persona. Okay, seriously, the only reason I'm doing this is because it gets rid of two personas that I really don't want to keep on me right now. So we are fusing away Lamia and Hypixie in order to fuse Samael. I'm quite aware that we have not established the social length of the Death Arcana, but it frees up some space, and it makes us a brand new persona to add to our compendium. So yeah, not much is gained, but hey, frees up some space, so no skin off my nose. Man, it really is unfortunate that we can't make Black Frost just yet. That's gonna be slightly detrimental, but whatever. We're just gonna have to deal with it, and as soon as we hit level 38, we're going back to make Black Frost. Now, you might be wondering, why take so much time to make Black Frost? I mean, Margaret's request is important, but why? Well, it's not just because of Margaret's request. There is a very good reason why I want to make Black Frost so badly. That won't become apparent until a little bit later, though. Poor Rise, she doesn't get anything dealing with this. So yes, Void Quest. This is perhaps... Actually, I think this is probably tied for my favorite dungeon in the game. Because, you know, I'm a sucker for games, so yeah, an 8-bit dungeon. In a game like this. Kinda gets on my good side.
3 enemies on the field. Be careful.
Alright, but of course, since we're in a new dungeon, that means new enemies. So we have the Corrupt Tower.
Totally weak.
And thankfully, with Rise's abilities, we can actually see what sort of skills it has. As well as the Justice Sword. Okay, let's try hitting them with ice. Well, ice is effective, but not the greatest thing to use. How about wind? Also effective. Standby. Balzac. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Nice, Kanji! Okay, Yukiko, go ahead and hit him with fire. Nice!
Good job, Yukiko-senpai.
Okay, let's go ahead and attack the tower. Okay, Kanji, try to hit him with electricity. See if that's the sword's weakness. Okay, I guess I'll find out if that's the sword's weakness. Totally is. Nice. Alright, so what do we have? Lamia. I mean, I'll grab her. Mostly it was for Arcana chance. Ooh, Justice. Sure. Alright. Oh, of course, it's freaking Kusumitama. Ah, well. Okay, sorry for the slight pause right there. I need to switch back to Arcana chance so that way I know what exactly I am picking up. So, are we going to go over the history lesson for today? Well, not quite. I would like to go over the history lesson. I'm not sure if we're gonna have time to do. Will you please stop going forward and turn the hell around? Thank you. However, I did mention that I do want to try to talk about the dungeons a little bit while we're exploring them the first time. And admittedly, this is another one of those instances where we don't really know much about the character that it's about. Ooh, but there are some new enemies. The Lustful Snake.
They're wide open. That one's totally
Mostly just inflicting status ailments. Gotcha. Hit him with ice. To ice!
You're doing well. Keep going.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and beat these things to a bloody pulp.
You need to thin them out.
Damn, it's not going down.
And then Kanji can hit him with the Mazio.
Couldn't do it.
Kanji, if you'd be so kind.
Here goes. Just in time.
Thank you.
2 enemies.
We can smash.
Let's beat him up.
Bring it on.
Alright.
Oh, did I level up?
Alright, Yukiko. Now, even though we don't really know too much about Mitsuo, there is some conjecture that we can, well, put about this just based on what we're seeing. Now, before we actually get into that, there is actually a bit of a tell when it comes to this dungeon. You see, most dungeons, I mean, you see like a door and you have no idea where exactly it's going to lead, whether it be down a corridor, or just a dead-end room, or the stairs. However, in Void Quest, there are these tells. Whenever there's a sort of intersection, you will see symbols like these. If there's nothing about it, then that means that it's a corridor. If it's a sword, then that's the stairs. But if you see a shield, then that means that it's a dead-end room, which means that it will typically have a chest or enemies. And we have some new enemies right here.
Three enemies.
The
Who's
Mad
got the initiative?
Cyclops.
It's a no
Okay,
brainer.
no Zionga. Possibly weak to wind, but I'm gonna try ice. Vulnerable to ice. How about wind? Well, vulnerable to wind, but it took him out.
That took forever.
Yosuke, that took 2 turns. Shut up. Oh, sweet. Undyne leveled up.
It's level up.
And Rise leveled up. Awesome. So yeah, it's actually quite nice whenever you explore here, because you can always not worth it. Because you can always just tell, like, what's going to be through the door. You don't have to guess and wonder, well, gee, am I going to really need to, like, check back on it later? And the answer is no. I mean, you can tell right away whether it will be another corridor, like this, since this didn't have anything except a candle, which is quite common, then it will just lead down to a different corridor. So, I mean, you can just tell at a glance what the door is going to hold. So again, really nice to just tell at a glance. Oh, crap! Now, about the dungeon itself, there are quite a few things that deal with the dungeon that we will learn quite a bit soon enough. For instance, take a look at this fountain. That's a very interesting design, don't you think? Keep this design in mind for later. I mean, it's just a common thing that recurs throughout the dungeon, but, you know, keep that in mind. I didn't notice that until my last playthrough of this game, but, you know, it's really cool when you just think about just what that means. Now, as for Void Quest itself, oh boy. By the way, these things are weak to fire.
Enemy down.
Ooh! Makami, Power, and O's. Let's grab O's. He's a new persona. Crap. Half second too soon. Well, damn. Oh well, I'll have my chance at O's another time.
Congratulations.
In other news, I leveled up.
All right, I leveled
And
up.
Yosuke did too. One more level and I can make Black Frost. So, the meaning of the dungeon. Keep in mind what the name of this dungeon is and what, quote, game it's trying to replicate. It's called Void Quest. And it's trying to replicate just an old 8-bit RPG. Kind of like Dragon Quest. Like the original Dragon Quest, or like the original Final Fantasy. Yet, when you take a look at the name, Void Quest, the name Void means something that is empty. That's what people typically mean when they say the word void. It's just a great nothing. Rise, I wouldn't worry about that too much. So, a lot that this is based on is just a feeling of emptiness. A feeling of nothing. And essentially, that does kind of, well, it is rather fitting in a way. It's really hard to explain this without really delving too much, but we will see hints of this just throughout the dungeon and hearing the inner thoughts of Mitsuo. a lot of what this dungeon represents, like I said, is always based upon a distorted views of a person. They're something that they want to hide, or just something that about them that then becomes distorted by the TV world. For Mitsuo, this comes through just in the name, like I've been saying before, in Void Quest. His views and his fears are basically that of not being noticed, of just being completely hollow and empty. And just that feeling of loneliness, that feeling that your life means nothing. That is what this dungeon represents. That feeling of nothingness. Oh, new enemies! Dependent Basalt.
Cut him off guard. That one's
Okay, what on earth are you lot weak to? Are you perhaps weak to ice? If so, then I would like you to meet Undyne. You're not weak to ice. Well, crap, Yosuke! Okay, well, they're vulnerable to wind at least. How about fire? I know the tower's weak to fire. Well, the rocks are dead. So that works.
be gone.
And we get shuffle time. What do we get? Os again. Sure, let's hope we don't screw it up. There we go, didn't screw it up that time. Ooh, Arcana chance. And it is the Priestess. Okay, Priestess is new. I think. If we have seen it before, it's probably been only once. What Priestess does is that if you draw the Priestess upright, then all analysis on an enemy will become available for a limited time. So you will see all of their weaknesses, resistances, their nullifications, everything. If you draw Priestess reverse, then analysis will be disabled for a short period of time. I say we go for it. Aha! Nice! Now, why is that nothingness of Void Quest represented in a game? Well, video games are often seen as a form of escapism, to escape from reality itself and become something that you aren't. So, basically, in a sense, the video game that Mitsuo basically tried to use was to escape from that feeling of loneliness, of nothing. That escapism was to escape those fears. And now it's being brought forth as a representation of those fears. A distortion of that escapism then becomes the reality. In a sense, escapism is just that, an escape. It never fixes the problem.
This enemy's
Oh,
weakness is
hello,
light.
you are weak to light and dark. Do I still have a persona that knows, like, Mahama or anything? Mudo... Let's see... I know Samael knows Mudun. I guess I don't have a persona with Mahama anymore. Well, crap. Okay, in that case... I don't think I really need to switch to Pyro Jack. Let's just switch to Skanta. And we'll just try to take care of these guys as fast as possible.
More power for me!
Alright, Kanji! I I mean, that's just what's sort of true with escapism in general. You escape the problem, but you don't fix the problem. And by just simply running away from your insecurities, running away from what you fear, you don't solve it. It's still there in the back of your mind. And, well, that's just kind of the thing, is that it never gets solved. So that feeling of nothingness, of feeling like nothing that you do matters, keep that in mind as we continue to progress through this dungeon.
I leveled up!
Alright, Yukiko! And also keep that in mind for after we finish the dungeon. Just something to think about. Anyway, we've got a lot of chest keys, so let's maybe try to open up some chests. Book of Serenity. I'm guessing that either decreases the chances or nullifies rage. Book of Serenity. No! This one's actually interesting. Status ailments are recovered in 1 turn. That's not bad, actually. I mean, I normally rag on about, like, oh, just preventing or have a chance of preventing certain status ailments, but just fast recovery on all status ailments? That's pretty good. It sounded like a powerful enemy guarding you, right? No, just a normal enemy, and I didn't really care about it. And I still kind of don't really care about it. Alright, whatever. Let's just keep moving onward, then. Found the stairs a while ago, so let's just press ever onward. Very interesting. Huh? Ah, right. Another thing with Void Quest is that it actually has multiple gimmicks. So, yeah, you can see, if we look down each of these corridors, there's nothing down any of them. And we see at the end that there's nothing there. But say we head on over, we'll say to the left. Yep, warp panels. So basically, this room consists of a lot of T-shaped corridors. And at the end of these corridors, at either end of the sides, will lead you to a warp that leads to another one. Granted, if it reaches the edge of a map, then it won't really go anywhere, and you'll only have a single way to go. Ah, crap. Ah, double crap.
3 enemies on the field. Be careful.
So, yeah. We have to be careful if we want to really get through here, but there are some goodies to be had. Anyway, we have the Amenti Raven and the Spurious Books.
Ooh, this enemy's weakness is wind.
You are weak to weak and wind. Yes. Ice and wind, and you have no weaknesses. Oh, you do have Makar Karn. That is a problem. Okay, let's maybe use Fatal End on you. Nice. Okay.
Don't give up now,
Yuki
okay?
goes up next, and you lot are weak to wind. Haha! Good job, Yosuke.
Now's our chance. Good answer.
All right.
Ready?
Perfect. Alright, and so we continue onward. So yeah, in some of these dead-end corridors, you will just find chests. What's in this gold chest? Another bat charm, of course. Well, you can't win them all. I mean, granted, I do like the armor that I have, but, I mean, eventually we are going to need better armor. Now, for the time being, I'm going to constantly just head on over to the right. If I head on... Ooh... Wait. This may be the rare enemy that I was thinking of before. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Stand by at least so it didn't run away. The Supreme Hand.
Fire's no good on this one.
Yep, this is the one that I was thinking about before. So yes, as you can tell by its... Well... Just look at it. Resists physical attack and nulls all types of magic. This thing is a pain. This thing is extremely difficult to take down. However, it does take normal damage to almighty attacks. So we have these smart bombs, which do deal 100 points. Ew. However, it has 500 HP.
Just don't use fire attacks.
I mean, we don't really have too many smart bombs.
Last one. Go for it.
Persona.
So we're just gonna have to hit it with physical attacks. And yeah, you can just see how little damage this really does. And it has 500 HP. Now granted, if we do manage to knock it down from a crit, that would be one thing. So that's basically how this gold enemy works. You basically just have to beat on it and hope you get a crit. Kinda sucks.
No way. 4 more enemies are here.
Ooh, new enemies. The Blind Cupid.
You can win this. Blast it with wind.
Simply just recovery, and they are weak to wind. Interesting. Well, in which case, since the swords are here,
Persona.
let's go, Satanta!
2 enemies down. Well done.
Okay, you are next, so let's go ahead and switch on over to... You don't have wind. Who has wind? I mean, Incubus does... Doesn't Pyrojack? Yeah, Pyrojack has Garu and Magaru. Alright, I may get some use out of him yet. Let's go, Pyrojack! Nice.
Let's go, partner. Good answer.
Alright, so yeah, we missed our chance at the gold enemies, and honestly, until you get specific almighty skills, you're not gonna be able to take those things on. Ooh, Oni! Alright, I'm down for that. Oh, come on! Man, I'm usually not that bad with that. Why is it this playthrough that I seem to be hitting the cards too soon? Okay, well, this shouldn't trigger anything. I mean, thankfully it wasn't, like, at the end of a gold hand. That would have sucked, and I probably wouldn't have gone for it anyway. Alright, not really too much, so let's just keep on heading on over to the right. And you see that this leads to a corridor. And eventually, it should loop around to a shield. Damn it. Well, that overall wasn't too bad. So yes, by heading on over to the right, you just basically reach a dead end. But hey, 3 chest keys. So that's a pretty nice reward. And then you head back over here, and, well, it just leads to a little corridor here and takes us back to the beginning. So now you've seen all of the right paths, now let's see all of the left paths. Basically, all you need to do is that by the end, you need to be able to be on the left side. that's all that really matters. The way any other path that you take to get there really doesn't influence anything. Ooh, hello. Oh, crap.
3 enemies on the field. Be careful.
Okay, we have a new enemy, the Fate Seeker.
You can win this. Blast it
Null's physical, but weak to wind. Okay, and a fire user. Alright. Oh, well, what am I going to do?
This one's
Ice
weak to
and
ice.
wind.
3 enemies left. You can win this.
Undyne is ice and electricity. She doesn't have wind. Do I have a persona that has ice and wind? Fire and wind. Yes, Kuzumitama. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit these snakes with a pupula.
You hit the... Let me do this.
Not yet, Yukiko.
I trust your judgment.
See, why can't they ever do it when there's only one enemy left?
Enemy down.
And not when, like, there's all but one enemy being the same?
Enemy down. Nice move, Sen.
Now's our...
Oh, well, whatever. Let's go for it.
I live for this part!
Alright, and more enemies.
No way. 4 more enemies are here.
More Cupids! Yay! Let's see. You were wind and you were electricity. Okay. That would be... Actually, what would that be? I guess Kuzumitama still? Oh. Who goes next? You go next. I'm trying to think of a good way to go about this. I guess I can just... Yeah, I'll just stick with Kuzumitama.
Enemy down. Please.
Not yet, Yukiko!
Alright.
Kuzumitama!
Wait until there's only one enemy left, then try to go for it. Okay, let's go ahead and switch on over now to Pyrojack. And hit these Cupids with a Garu. Or 2.
Enemy down.
Let me handle this.
See, take a page from Yosuke. Go for it. That's what I want to see.
That's the way.
All right.
Let's go for it.
Out of our way!
And down they go. Ugh.
Yes, I leveled up.
Alright, Rise. Ooh, Rise's level 38. Wait, how is Rise a higher level than us? Were we under-leveled when we... We may have been slightly under-leveled when we went and took on Shadow Teddy. Oh, well. I'm wondering, because, like, I don't think I've ever had a point where Rise was a higher level than us. Oh, well, whatever. Not necessarily a bad thing. Charge! Ganga? I'm pretty sure we've had Ganga before, but in either case, I'm not gonna risk it with that many penalty cards. Ooh!
Oh, congratulations.
I leveled up! Nice! Oh, and Satanta leveled up! Great! And he learns Counter-Strike. Ooh, Power Charge. Alright, Yosuke! Perfect. Okay, so in that case, once we're done with this floor, then we can go and make Black Frost. But I would like to just get through here so that way we can just, well, continue right where we left off and we don't have to do this mess again. So this time, this is the juncture that is important, at the 3rd T corridor. So we have to head left here, and we come to, well, a symmetrical room from the one that we saw before on the right side. However, this corridor should lead us to the sword with the stairs. Alright, that will probably just take us back to the warp. I will go ahead and take the stairs. Pretty sure we well established that. Well, both of those things, actually. Alright, well, I've reached the level that I want to be, and I don't really want to progress too much further without Black Frost. I can't stress just how important Black Frost is. So we're going to go ahead and warp out of here. And we are actually going to try to recuperate a little bit. I mean, we're not really hurting that much. I'm the only one that's really worse for wear. Let's see. I can go ahead and just use some peach seeds to heal up everyone's health. And then I got another snuff soul, so I'll go ahead and use that. Ooh, we've got plenty of soul drops too. And then heal up at the fox. Save as much money as we can. Alright, now, let's head on into the Velvet Room and try to do some fusions. I do need to free up a little bit of space, because we did grab some new personas. But I just need to free up 3 spaces in order to get the other personas. So, I will go ahead and register these personas, and then, well, I'll show you guys the fusions that I make. Honestly, not really that bad of a combination. Though I would wish that his magic was a little higher. So we are fusing away Os and Gadon in order to fuse Pazuzu. Need to fill out that compendium somehow. And well, making demons is one way of doing that. And the Devil Arcana will give him a little bit extra help. I mean, just enough for stagnant air, which I will never use. But wow, he actually has a good amount of endurance. Next is ailment boost. Woo! Yeah, problem with status ailments. Most of them are not really all that great. I mean, there's Yosuke and Tenterafu, but that's about it. Honestly, not that bad. So we are fusing away Lamia and Pazuzu in order to fuse Virtue. I mean, we could make demons, or we could make angels. Either way works. Alright, and with the power of the Justice Arcana, he actually gets even more experience than Pazuzu. And he's actually got a really good amount of magic, too. Holy crap, I didn't even notice that. Gets Fatal End, and Blue Wall. Okay. Not quite sure how helpful that is, but hey, 3 elemental spells? Not bad. Well, I would have preferred Garula, but hey, I'll take what I can get. It's at least the 2 elements that Undyne doesn't have. So we are fusing away Lamia, Kusumitama, and Incubus in order to fuse Parvati. Just using Lamia a lot in these fusions. there we go. To be honest, it kind of had a brief pause, so I thought something else happened. And I kind of got a little worried, but thankfully nothing bad happened. Alright, so, dang, Parvati has a lot of luck. And she learns Mediorama. And Marakukaja! Ooh! That'll be nice. And Dodge Electric. Sure, why not? Ooh, Divine Grace. That is an interesting spell. I'm trying to remember what pretty sure Divine Grace increases the effectiveness of healing moves. So, that might not be bad for Parvati. We'll have to see. I'll admit I would have preferred having Tarunda as opposed to Tsukukaja, but aside from that, I think this is really solid. So we are fusing away Pyro Jack, Jack Frost, King Frost, Pixie, and Ghoul in order to fuse Black Frost. This is the persona of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. The persona that I really wanted to have. So why on earth did I really want to make Black Frost, aside from Margaret's request? Well, we'll see whether or not we can actually see it once it levels up a bit. Let's see, so he gets a Mind Charge, which is extremely nice. Masakunda! Ooh, that is also really nice. Let's get rid of Tsukukaja for that. Fire Amp. Also really nice. And much better than Ice Boost, since that's 50% as opposed to 25%. And there it is. That is the reason why. Agidine. That is the biggest reason why I want to make Black Frost, is that Agidine. Agidine plus Fire Amp plus Mind Charge. That gives Black Frost a huge amount of damage output. And quite honestly, when it comes to this dungeon, I have not found a way to beat it without using Black Frost. That is why I find it so imperative, because Black Frost, just from Agidine alone, it gives it so much power that it's really needed in order to beat Void Quest. That's why I highly hyped up Black Frost, because, like I said, I have personally not found a way to beat this dungeon without using Black Frost. Now granted, we do have a lot of training to put it through, but all in good time. All in good time.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I aim to please, Margaret. I do remember hearing somewhere that... I don't know if that's actually Black Frost's history or if that's Jack Frost's history. I remember hearing somewhere that one of those two was... it got mixed up. Also, that mispronunciation, I think that's more of a regional thing and it gets lost in translation. Anyway, what do you have for us next? Okay, that one's gonna be tricky. Yatagarasu with Megidol. I think Yatagarasu is like 40 or 41? Let's see. Yatagarasu. I know I've seen Yatagarasu before. Not sure if I have any personas that can actually make him. It'd be nice if I could actually just see what level. Let's see. Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Come on, I know you're here somewhere. Seeing a bunch of personas, though. There it is. Yatagarasu, level 40. So we're not quite at that level yet. Yet... that one's really tricky, since... we have not had a persona with Megidol. And I don't think Yatagarasu can learn that. So I think that's another case of having to fuse a persona to get it. I am not sure what the best way of doing that is. I have an idea of what I need to do for that. But I think that requires a persona that's even higher level than Yatagarasu. Well, at any rate, we're not going to make Yatagarasu yet, and in all likelihood, we probably won't in this exploration, but whatever. We'll get there in due time. At any rate, that, I believe, we'll call it a day here. So, next time on Let's Play Persona 4! We continue through our exploration through Void Quest. We've made a fair way through it, but we've still got a fair ways to go. And with a brand new persona in hand, we'll be able to take on the threats ahead of us. Granted, he doesn't have Invigorate, but that is just a sacrifice I'm gonna have to make this time around. So until next time, everyone, take care.